As you all know, I cannot avoid a good UFO story, and nothing is better than former President Obama being pressed by Stephen Colbert on what he learned about UFOs while he was in office. Not a surprising answer, but it certainly hits my curiosity. Let's take a listen.
UFOs? Any UFOs? Did you ask about that?
Certainly asked about it.
And?
Can't tell you. Sorry.
Okay. All right, I'll take that as a yes. Because if there were none, you'd say there was none, right? You just played your hand. I thought you were a poker player. You just 100% showed your river card.
Feel free to think that.
Can't talk about it, Ryan. Gotta say, look, actually, the Trump administration has been the best, so far at least, on UFOs. It was under their watch in 2017 that we actually began to learn about the UFO task force, some of the different videos that we had of the Tic Tac and so much more. And we've learned progressively more. Now, look, I mean, I hope on his way out he declassifies everything. I'm not naive. And I actually think the fact that it's not happening means that there's a lot more to it. And Obama's answer in particular, I mean, this is somebody who, as you know, having covered the man, would love to, discourse and all these other things on so much more. The fact that he doesn't want to talk about it seems very noteworthy to me.
Yeah, Harry Reid and John Podesta, both of whom had close working relationships with Obama, are both big into the UFO issue, and it's an issue that has always confused me as to why there's so much secrecy around it, because it feels like secrecy for secrecy's sake. Like, I get that if you want to protect the nuclear infrastructure, electrical grid infrastructure, your clandestine operations around the globe, your encryption technology. There are so many different things that have obvious rationales behind them when it comes to state secrecy. What is it with UFOs? Like, what is the American public or what are foreign countries going to do with whatever information the U.S. has collected over the years about flying objects that they can't identify in space or in the atmosphere? Mm-hmm. It really does feel like momentum for secrecy just for secrecy's sake, and maybe Obama talking about it with Colbert will remind Trump that he could declassify some of this stuff on the way out, because if anybody would do it, it'd be Roger Stone's best buddy. That's
right. Well, look, if there's anything that I can do, I'm going to be pushing for some sort of declassification here. I just want to remind everybody that Harry Reid, just last month, in a new documentary called The Phenomenon, I recommend everybody go watch it, is that he said, look, there's more than one up there, and confirmed the federal government has been covering this up for years. He's obviously somebody who's been pushing this for quite a long time. But the most stunning revelation to me is the one that we got in July 2020, when an astrophysicist who was actually briefed on the UAP program confirmed, and this is a direct quote, that the Pentagon is in possession of off-world vehicles that are not made on this Earth. And, look, it's funny. I'm not generally a believer in conspiracy theories and all that, and you and I have covered the government and these government officials, and most of these people talk. But it's like you said, when it comes to the UFO issue, it actually does seem to be one of those cases where it's so compartmentalized that nobody really knows anything. I mean, even Senator Rubio, right? He's on the Intelligence Committee. He's been pushing for all this information on the UAP program and all that. We really don't know all that much. I mean, every once in a while we get these little dribs, and that's it.
Right, and why? Like, just...
Yeah.
Just
tell us.
Who cares?
I care. I care a lot. But
I care. Who cares about the secrecy? Like, what's up with this vehicle? Okay, this is a vehicle that was made on some planet other than ours. Okay, show it to us. What do you mean by vehicle? Is it a collection of rocks?
Right.
Share what you have with the American public. Start trusting people. Start buying them in, because the gap between the institutions that we have and the populace at large is getting wider and wider. It's only going to be expanded as Congress kind of drives people into the dust in the last few innings of the pandemic for absolutely no reason, and they're going to breed resentment, cynicism, and radicalism all from all across the country, all political spectrums. Bring people in. Treat this as an actual democracy.
I completely agree with you. If anybody needs to learn more information, I actually recommend that you go and you listen to interviews of Commander David Fravor. He was the person who actually saw the Tic Tac back in the mid-2000s. He's a fighter pilot, very respected member of the U.S. Navy. He gave 2 great interviews to Joe Rogan and Lex Friedman. Highly recommend you go check out those multi-hour interviews on the podcast. Go hear them out for yourself. It's very worth listening to. We'll have more Rising for you after this.